Do you know, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, it's still a Yankee accent, isn't it, when you do that? Anyway,
Yeah.
very lovely to see you all. And I thought it rather poignant, actually, that today it's fallen on Utility Warehouse Passive Reoccurring Income Day, which is always special. And for many people, it's a second income, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
a it's a bolt-on income, which I think it must be really nice to have two paydays. Now I say that because you're probably thinking there, well, I haven't got a second payday because I went all in many, many years ago. After 2 years of doing one a month and sort of fitting it around my work, I went all in and said, no, I'm gonna make this thing work. Now, we're talking about income, money, and all of that. Now, some of you are retired, some of you are working, some of you absolutely love what you do, and you can't imagine doing anything else. And I know who those people are. And actually, if you really enjoy what you do, would you agree that the word work isn't a four-letter word?
Mm.
Yeah. So I know people that are in the police and they love it. I know people that are fitness instructors and they love it. I know people that are in the caring professions and they love it. And you know what? We're not going to do anything and say, um, well, you need to give that up. Actually, why would you want to make someone give something up that they truly enjoy? You wouldn't, would you? Now, as it happened, what I was in when I came to this, I did enjoy it, but I got to say that it was stressful and it made me very ill because the pressure was unbelievable. And stress isn't good for anyone, is it? At all. And my dear late husband, Chris, turned round after saying, go and see the doctor. You're impossible. I called them tropical moments. He said it was playing havoc with the whole family. And combined with my then job, evidently, I wasn't a very nice person to be around. Okay. Um, and the job was untenable. And it was asking me to do things that I felt very uncomfortable about. And actually, in my opinion, it was fraud I was being asked to do, and I couldn't do it. The one thing that I like to think is when I do something, I can sleep at night. Does anyone kind of like assimilate to that, that you like to feel, yeah, that you've done a good day's activity, you've done good for others, you've shared your kindness, yeah. And I wasn't feeling that. And
Mm.
so I jumped all in. Now, I'm not going to go through it all because some of you know the story, but what I would say is I'm in a situation where I love what I do. If someone was to ask me what would be the most fabulous way that I would be able to earn an income and really love it, I have to say this, it is UW. In fact, I can't imagine doing anything else. And in fact, my husband now, who's up the stairs helping the decorator, he would say to you, she keeps saying she's going to give up, but he doesn't think I will. And it's because I enjoy it. Work isn't work when you enjoy something. Is that true? And when that commission statement comes through, I do look quite agog. And does anyone remember the curve? Do you remember in the early days, some of you, do you remember the curve? So there was a third of the curve at the beginning, which was, oh my God, is this ever going to happen? Am I ever going to earn some decent money? Yeah. And then there's a middle bit where it's like, yeah, this is good money for part-time work. And then this higher part, which is, am I really worth all that I'm earning? And I say this not as a show off, but to say, I'm in that curve. And it absolutely astounds me. So if I had a change of heart and decided, blow the 3rd of November when we get a ship from Santander back, and I said, oh, come on, sod it, let's just stay. Doesn't matter how long I stay, that wonderful reoccurring passive income keeps coming in, and it's formidable. And mine is well double figures. Okay, it's nuts. And I think part of the passion of why I'm sharing this is because I want you guys to share this, to have it, because it doesn't matter how much I've had to do it, and I've had to do a lot of things to get here. I've got a lady in the network who's actually very well known. She's staying at our cottage in Dorset, and she's chicken sitting for us. Okay. And then there was 4 days she was going to dog sit for her sister. So then we got in somebody else in those days for someone to come and look after them. And then while we're out here, I am painting, I'm paying Pete money as well. We 5 years a house locked up. It's needed a new fridge freezer, a new washing machine. We've now discovered we need a new oven and a new dishwasher. I've already bought the fridge freezer and the washing machine because those are two things you just cannot do without. I'm using the hob at the moment, but probably going to be getting the oven shortly. And the thing is, all of this combined with all sorts of other stuff, we're up to, I'm going to share this with you because do you know that you get your foreign transaction fees back when you're abroad? Right, well, if I go on our Clubhouse, yeah, let's do it. So today we're at £77.69 this month in what they call cashback. Now that's huge, isn't it? Now, why do I say that? Because it means I've spent an awful lot of money. But I'm sharing it because it's that income that supports it and it doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to share something really important and something that I feel will help you really get your businesses off the ground. So let me do my share. And here we go. Okay. You should all now be seeing, let's do that one. A bill, a utility warehouse bill. Can you put your hands up if you are? Thank you. Right, well, this was August. I won't go back further, but it's much the same energy. There's 2 mobiles unlimited. There's phone and broadband ultra, and we're on the extended network with Openreach, so we pay more. And there is boiler and home insurance cover. Now, I want you to notice the cashback was that, which brought that 160 odd down to 128, which I think is fabulous. 6 services, 4-bed house. But there's this 150 credit, this FEC, this free energy club. So in fact, the company paid us £19.88. And it's a similar story again in September. Yeah. Now I want you to see this one. Who went to Amplify? Hands up. Marvellous. Look at this. Went to Amplify, obviously done the very minimum. In fact, I did a lot in September. But I want you to see, in fact, my energy's gone up a bit. Okay. Cashback was 46. But look at this. I got the 225 because I have been earning every single month that free energy club. So the company said, if you've already been earning it, they gave us another 75 on top of the 150. So On the 31st of October, the company is paying me £103.12 to use two unlimited mobiles, phone, broadband, boiler and home emergency cover, and electricity. Now, why am I saying that's important for income? We're going to stop the share because I think some people are missing a trick here. Stop thinking I must do lots. Now, you weren't expecting me to say that, were you? Don't do loads. Don't panic. Think quality. Now, some of you in the teams will know what this is coming to because I am shouting it from the rooftops. Let me share this with you. If you all just did one quality homeowner customer a month with a minimum of 3 services, just one, no more, one. Don't you do any more, do one. Now, some of them might be people that would be interested in earning an extra income. Okay. That could still be your one because you've now brought them in and they become, well, they're your customer first and then they become your partner. Are you aware that if each and every one of you did one every month, do you know that by the end of 2 years, you'd have about £7,500 a month residual income coming in? Did you know that? Say hands up if you knew that, and then shake your head if you didn't. Okay. Does one seem a lot more doable and achievable?
Hmm.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Really does. And it is. Because what you can do is take the pressure off yourself and concentrate. This is not working on someone. Don't ever use that phrase, I'm working on them. I don't know what you're doing if you're working on them. No, what you're doing is listening for woes and moans and groans of people, and you're listening for someone that possibly in your work, what you're doing, it takes the pressure off you. Yes, you might get 2 in a month or 3 or 4, but you know what? If you say to yourself, I'm after one, and if you share that with your team and your team do one, and everybody does one, there is a lady in here, she's not showing her face, but she's a senior group leader, and she's going to have to be honest that it's been about 2 years that she's not done anything. And her name is Helen Franks. I know, Helen, you're probably busy, darling, and all right, but she hasn't done anything, and she's had very good reasons why. But do you know what? Helen's kept earning. And Helen would be one of the first people to agree with me. If everybody did one, it would make a massive difference. Do you know if you did one homeowner with 4 core services? Now, what could 4 be? I'll tell you what it is. It's broadband, it's energy, and 2 SIMs, even the Essential Max, the £5 ones. That is 4 points. 4 points gets you achiever points for the ultimate Christmas gift that keeps on giving. But it also gives you at the same time 4 FEC points. And those free energy club points, 4 is the minimum to keep receiving 150 credit on your bill. So if you did a 4 service homeowner, up front, if you're taking it, it's £300. We all know that one? Yeah, those core services, it's £300. But it's not. Because when the free energy club kicks in, that's worth 150. 1,850 a year. Thank you, Aruna. 1,850 a year is a lot of money on top of. It's money that you're earning and you're not paying tax and insurance. Do you know that's worth about 2,300 quid a year? So if you did a 4 service homeowner every month, you'd be on £450 for 2 hours work. Could I ask you guys, could you prioritise 2 hours a month? Do you think most people, even in full-time work, could prioritize 250 a month? Doesn't that make that seem so much better? Yeah, I know. So I wanted to share this because I think people are putting pressure on themselves. Now, look, some of you are going to do some super activity, okay? And that's fine. You're welcome to add and add and add to it. But what I think we've got to do is bring it back to basics and say, perhaps we could take the pressure off our teams by saying to them, look, you might want to get into a bit of super activity right at the beginning. Of course you do, because you want to earn bonuses and things. But the reality is, when life hits or challenges hit, think one. Now, guys, I've been out here. We left the UK on the 19th. Is it the 19th? Yeah. No, the 9th. We left on the 9th of October, and it was 2 days on a ship. And at 8 o'clock in the morning on the Saturday, which was then the 11th, we had a 650-mile drive down. So 3 days were completely out. By the way, on a ship, you don't put your phone on. You run up enormous bills. Okay. So 3 days, definitely nothing done. Okay. And then we hit here and we could, without going into anything, but we couldn't even open the front door at the start. And we thought, oh my God, we've got to get a locksmith because it was jammed. Now, we did eventually get in. WD-40 has worked wonders. And thankfully, it wasn't a scene out of the mummy in the tomb with hordes of cockroaches running around. That was what we were expecting. There were some dead ones, but I have been ultra busy. However, can I tell you, I've already got, I'm sharing it, 3 achiever points, 3 effect points. Now, how have I done that? Because I didn't do it before I left. Well, as Peter, the plumber or painter, Peter the painter, the plumber, witness, we're having dinner and all of a sudden my phone pinged and I had a look and there was a message and it's from an existing customer. And he's already referred me about 3 or 4 times. And basically, he had an Airbnb and he wanted a quote. And it was last Wednesday. And as you know, our prices generally always change, don't they, on a Thursday morning? And so, taking a gamble, I said to him, look, if you want this price on the energy, this fixed price, because he was going to take broadband and um, energy. And by the way, they've already got mobiles on their own home, so they couldn't start adding mobiles. I said, you better get it done by midnight. Now, they went out for dinner, and then I'm not sure what time, I think it was something like, it could have been about 11 o'clock this time or something like that, an hour back in the UK. And to cut it short, we ended up doing his deal. Now, what happened on Thursday morning, just gone, was actually the prices dropped. But thankfully for me, they only dropped on the 3 service, not on the 2. So actually, I still did the right thing for him. And he's happy. So there was 2 points. Now, what happened? Peter was witnessing that it all took about an hour to do. And here I am out here. And Peter had been thinking about this and he just said, this is ridiculous. I want to join. So Thursday evenings, there's a business info call. So I said, look, I'd like you to watch the next day. I said, I'd like you to watch it. And we watched it together. And Peter joined. There's another point. 3 points. Now, that's kind of happened without any effort, real effort on my part, seeking, as you would say. This stuff's going to happen in time if you do stuff regularly and you're confident. And confidence is the thing. Yeah. So I want to ask you all, What's your activity? What do you actually do to seek business? Are you listening to family and friends and hearing what's going on? Do you ask people what do they think of the economy at the moment? Because it's not very good, is it? And in fact, now we've come down here, Juan and I are constantly saying it's rip off Britain. I cannot believe how cheap the diesel is down here. It's ridiculous. Everything is cheaper. It really is rip off Britain. And you've got to say to yourself, um, I think people are genuinely struggling. I know, you know, wages are not keeping up. They are not keeping up with inflation and how things are going up. So there is a growing chasm of loss of income that's happening. And for some folk, if their fixed rate mortgage expires and they go into a new one, all of a sudden they're seeing ridiculously different prices, aren't they? And of course, it also reflects in people's rents too, because if the homeowner's mortgage goes up, then he has to put the rent up too. So I actually do believe it's affecting a lot of people. And I think for a lot of folk, if another £500 was dropping in their bank every month, do you not think that could make a massive difference? Just another 500. Because how hard do people have to work for £500 in Jobland? I learned not very long ago that somebody that had been working with Lidl's, and she was the top rank, she'd been with them a lot of years, she was on the maximum that you can earn in Lidl's, and it was only £15 an hour. That is not a lot, is it? £15 an hour. So in order for her to get another £500, can you do the maths on that? I'm not very good at maths, but I think it's quite a lot of hours. My husband here is much better at maths than me. But I think she'd have had to do something like about, I don't know, how many hours? 500 quid at £15 an hour. Who can tell me?
30 plus.
Sorry?
30
At
plus.
least 40 hours, 40 hours, I would have thought.
40 hours. So for 32, I'm getting told to 40 hours to earn another £500 against, I'd say 5 hours to get the 500. That's being very fair. That's allowing 2 hours each appointment and some time to making a call. Do you not think some people would really, really want this? Yeah. So how can you go about it? Well, guys, first of all, are you using all the services? My biggest thing that promotes my business is my bill. Are you getting your 4 points so that you can get the FEC and get that showing on your bill? It's massive. It's absolutely massive. Actually, I think even the cashback is massive because if somebody's getting between 15 and say £30 every month cashback, that's a service that's completely eliminated. They're not paying for. You know, one of the questions I often ask people, how would you like your everyday spending to start eliminate the cost of your services? Yeah. So I want you to now unmute and I want somebody to ask me some questions because what I've done is talk about getting income. And actually, I'm saying to you, take the stress off and don't possibly think about it too hard. Yeah, Roz, you look like you're about to ask me something.
Okay. Lisa, have you? I'm right in thinking that we don't get any points for energy.
Right, we do. Can I
We
can I
do?
share these things because I know that there's lots of confusion. That's a really
Yeah.
good question. Thank you. Right. We do get a point for energy when it's with either broadband
Ah,
or when it's with mobiles, but not when it's with just insurance. Now,
okay.
all the insurances, home insurance, boiler cover, income protector, we earn no achiever points. We earn no customer bonuses. But those services do affect the customer, because if a customer was to have, for example, let's say broadband and energy, and they added in the boiler cover, that would be 3 services for them to be able to get their early termination fees of up to £400. Yeah.
Right.
But I think that's where the confusion happens, in that people think it counts towards points. It doesn't. So your golden thing is energy, broadband, and 2 mobiles of any kind.
Yeah.
That'll get you 4 points. And I think, listen, I don't think it's ever going to get better than it is right now. That £5 deal is crazy. Five
It
pounds
is.
for 8 gig, unlimited minutes, unlimited text. It beats it all. It beats the Tesco's in this world, the gift gaffs, everybody, even flipping Labara and Leica.
Smarty.
Am I right in
Well,
thinking they have to have another service with it to get the £5 mobile? They can't just have £5 mobiles on their own.
they don't want them to, no.
No.
Because one of the biggest things that creates debt, along with moving tenants, is mobiles. All right.
Mm.
And they soon know the genuine, that they can tell the genuine, customers
Yeah.
that are coming in. Any other question? That was a great one.
So can I just clarify something? I thought I was going to get a £250 bonus this month, but apparently, is that because I didn't get that because it was boiler cover, phone, and energy?
Boiler cover, we don't earn customer bonus on.
All right, okay,
All
yeah,
right.
I was a bit
So
confused.
boiler cover, income protector, home insurance, the 3 insurances, we don't earn any customer bonus, and we don't earn achiever points.
Do we
What
get
we
any
do,
residual on those?
yes, what we do is, with boiler cover and income protector and home insurance, as soon as they sign up, it's an immediate policy sign up, and we earn the reoccurring passive income, which is 4% on their monthly premiums.
Yeah, the thing was that this person signed up with 2 properties, and then they couldn't prove that they owned the second one, but they split down the middle. So if they'd stayed with the one property, I'd have been better off financially.
Oh,
Unfortunately, but one's now going to be residual already, so I'm going to get residual because they haven't proved they own the property yet, because their daughter died in August, so then
right.
they'd got the house, so a bit
Any other,
frustrating.
any other questions about earning income? Can I just say to you, yes, go on, Aruna, unmute yourself.
Sorry, yeah. Um, when is the right time to bring on board a customer? Now, we get paid when the services go live, is it?
Yes.
So it would be the beginning of the month, yeah?
Yeah, but any time is a good time.
So let's
I'd really say any time is a good time. I mean, I never start saying to myself, well, I'll leave that customer for next month. I've never done that.
okay.
I don't think like that, because if you start thinking like that, then I don't know, are you actually doing what's right for the customer? Because my philosophy is, always do the best for the customer, and it won't come and bite you in the derriere.
Okay, and this isn't the blunder I made. I just moved, and I think I was getting desperate, and it was coming across as well. So whoever I met, I was giving out the marketing, the UW Life magazine. The other day, I was leaving home for going to Basingstoke Bus. Robin Brooks was coming over, and I met this gentleman downstairs. Now I moved in, and the next door neighbor was moving out. So I was emptying my boxes and giving them to him. But when that day I was moving out, I saw him, but I didn't recognize him. I think he was working hard, dismantling beds and all, and he didn't look the same. So, but he said, "Thank you for the boxes." And then I realized it was him. And then I was like, "Oh, James, it's you. I was going to ask you and Sophie to come over as my guests tonight. We have an open evening." I mean, without telling him anything, I think I was just desperate to get people on board. Now he's moved out, and they've given me a card and flowers, and I hope we get our next neighbors will be as good as you and all that sort of thing. So I want to contact them, and I want to bring them on board as customers, but I don't know how to go about it now.
Okay, Aruna, I'm going to share something, and a lot of people will know this. I'm not very good at getting prospects to the buzz, what we used to call the career opportunity present. I've never been very good at it. And
Okay.
also I think it's something that is you're waiting for a certain date. It could be a whole month. And actually, I think I'm better when it's spontaneous. What I use all the time is the UW stories. So when I hear somebody moaning, groaning about something, I usually say very quickly, listen, I can probably help you with that, but now's not the time or place. Would you like some information? And people don't say no. So I just say, I get my phone out and say, right, put your name and number in my phone and I'll send you some info. There'll be little short videos. It's so easy to do. It doesn't mean they always respond, but
Hmm.
it's a great way of filtering out the people that are serious and the people that aren't.
Yeah, James, that they did say, now what's all that about? And I said, it's again, I think it was a blunder, really. I mean, I said it's all about utilities. And he goes, "Okay, you got my number, send me some info." And I thought I haven't approached him the right way, and I'm now afraid to send him the info.
Okay, so you know all the training that's available in the
Good.
events
Hmm.
section? Get yourself on to the insights, getting multi-service customers, the prospecting. Book on a few of these. They're absolutely brilliant. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, look,
Thank
we've gone over time, guys. But I just wanted to give some insights into you've got some great tools. One is your own bill. The other one is get on, get on and start thinking about, right, a quality homeowner. Because do you know, every time you do that, you are absolutely building your residual income forever. All right. And next week, yes, I can do next week. I will see you same time, same place next week. Take
Thank
care, everyone. Bye
you. Bye bye.
bye.